Hello, everybody, and welcome to the campus of Rivier University for the Nashua ETV broadcast of Midnight Madness. This is Daniel Webster College against Rivier. I'm John Collins with Tom King, and the adrenaline is flowing throughout this gymnasium, Tom, as we're going to do it again, the madness at midnight.
Every year I spend midnight with you. You know, this is not good.
Oh, look at this crowd.
This is not good. Look, this crowd is good, though. This is unbelievable. This is, you know, it's funny, John. Years ago, I wrote a column about how the schools needed to have a rivalry. Be careful what you wish for, right?
Exactly.
Look at what we've got here. Midnight Madness at the campus of Rivier, at the Muldoon Center. Daniel Webster College against Rivier University, the season opener, the annual midnight season opener between these two teams. And Daniel Webster, John, what they did this year, they did a makeover. They made the program completely over. Donald Morris Jr. just completely changed everything. He brought in about 20 new players. He had about 38 to 40 players at tryouts. And I believe he's kept most of them. You know, he's got a JV team for a small college. That's almost unheard of. He's got a taxi squad of 6 guys that basically are going to wait till next year to be able to play. But they have got 2 mainstays on this team. Ryan Gothier, the point guard, and Ray Farmer, both Nashuans, and both very good basketball players to provide some stability to this program. There's Farmer, number 34, right there on your screen. Rivier, Dave Morris said he's been here. This is his 17th season. The Raiders had their worst year ever last year at 4-21. He says we will be better this year. They brought in a lot of recruits, a lot of freshmen. Not a lot of size with Rivier, so they're going to have to work on their speed. They've got Andre Ruff. He's a sophomore out of Lowell. He is an excellent basketball player. I think as Andre goes, so go the rest of the Raiders. I'm sorry, Andre Ruff is out of Chicago, Illinois. And so as Andre goes, so go the rest of the Raiders.
I hear they play some pretty good basketball in Chi-Town. So
they do, and Ruff, there's Ruff being introduced right there.
Number 5.
Across, number 5.
That's Tom King. I'm John Collins. Our camera crew, you look through the lens of Scott Silva down on the floor. Tim O'Neill up in the stands here at Rivier University.
Kevin Francis being introduced. He was one of the leading scorers from a year ago, number 15.
These two teams have met going back to 1992. Rivier leads the series decisively, 27 wins versus 11 losses, and it's always Daniel Webster considered the underdog in most of these games.
Not this game, John. They're the favorite.
Not this time.
Not this time. They won it last year as well. They have actually won 2 in a row in this rivalry, but one was taken away by forfeiture because Eric Webster, who lit it up that night 2 years ago here at the Muldoon, was ruled to be ineligible. They found out in January through his transcript, so he didn't have the proper credits.
And that is
Riv got awarded the win. Riv won the first
asterisk at the bottom of the.
Exactly. There you go. Riv won the first midnight game, as you remember. We did it over at the Vaggie at Daniel Webster. This is the 4th edition of the midnight game. Why is this being played at midnight? They want to be first in the country in Division III. However, this year they are not.
Wow.
They got beaten out because the rules say on the weekend of the 15th, it doesn't have to be played on the 15th. So we can go to Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Thursday night into Friday is technically Friday.
That's right.
And that's what Worcester State and Clark University did.
How dare they?
Isn't that incredible?
Worcester State.
And guess what? I think there's some shenanigans going on because the new baseball coach at Clark University is none other than J.P. Pine, the former baseball coach at Daniel Webster.
That's right. How about that? We have tipped off here at 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, November 14. Ball rattles off the glass and out as Daniel Webster tries to score first. Some big players on the court. They're making the basketball court look even smaller than it already is here at the Muldoon. A cozy confines of the Muldoon Gymnasium here.
Very cozy. We got a lot of fans behind us.
So seeking the game's first 2 points. Great look at the line at Rondell Best out of Brockton, who's 6'7", He's a hybrid guard and forward. The junior misses his first shot.
He's a tough matchup for anybody on Riv to cover.
1-0, excuse me, he made his first shot. So it's now 2-0 in favor of Daniel Webster. They're on the board first. Anthony Simmons is the man with the long tresses there from Stamford, Connecticut. He's a senior.
Simmons he basically gets them up and down the floor quickly. That's his charge in this game.
And he might have got a little nerve rack there as he threw it away from his teammate Andre Ruff. A turnover.
John, that referee who made that call, and we'll see him. That's not this referee, but we'll see him soon. I'll
3
point it out
officials
to
on
you.
the court.
3 officials. The one you don't see, his name is Sean Roberts. I'll tell you all about him later.
Sean just off camera to our right, near baseline, near sideline. Directing the offense, Jared Harrington, a 6'5" freshman from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. He passes it off for a long 3, and it's nothing but net as it's cradled in the twine for 3 points, a 5-2 lead for Daniel Webster.
Antoine Boyd hitting that jumper.
Antoine, who spells it Antwaun, out of Stamford, Connecticut.
John, look
also.
at the bench. Look at how many kids are on that bench for Daniel Webster. Look at that.
It is a crowded bench.
Those last 6 seats, though, they're not eligible to come in the game.
It's kind of like having the whole freshman JV and varsity football team in the sidelines.
No kidding, isn't it? I know. Which we'll see.
Game.
Which we'll see soon with Thanksgiving Day.
Coming up fast.
Yep.
Turkey Bowl game here on Nashua TV. Pushing the pace. Nice dish by Simmons.
Told you he is in charge of
to Ruff.
He's in charge of getting this moving.
And Simmons did the hard work there. Ruff with the easy lay-in, and Rivier is on the board. It's a 5-2
nice
game.
pass and down low to Farmer.
Farmer deals it off the glass and in. 7-2. The Eagles on top. Simmons walks it across midcourt, flings it over to Victor Davila, and Davila around the rim and out, and he took some contact.
Here's Ruff with a long jumper.
Ruff took a heavy elbow there, and the official let it go.
Ruff is small. I mean, he's not a big guy. He's tall, but he doesn't have a lot of bulk to him. So
Davila picks a pocket on the way back up court. Simmons gives it to Ruff. Ruff with the step back, tries to go baseline, gets fouled.
I thought it was good defense by Simmons on the baseline. Ruff was looking for an opening in the drive. He'll take that personal foul to prevent that baseline rush.
Jeremy Smith trying to pinch off the baseline. Gets called for the foul. Smith, a 6'6" junior from Harvey, Louisiana. There you see him closest to the inbound passer, Victor Davila, who's from Puerto Rico, by the way.
They come from all over to play Daniel Webster College basketball. Oh,
beautiful
Ruff with a big
shot.
jumper. A 3.
Ruff nails it. And we've got a tight game again as Daniel Webster comes back up court. Inside and off the glass, a one-timer, if you will, by Rondell Best, who elevated and had an easy put-in, or he made it look easy. It's a 9-4 lead. Or 9-5, excuse me, trying to make it 9-8, in and out by Ruff. Underneath the basket and triple team, not able to get it to go is David Lorden.
And look at that, right down the floor. Basket counts and the foul, and the Eagles are off and running to a fast start in this basketball game.
Antoine Boyd was going for the dunk when he got fouled, and the strength of Boyd enabled him to make the basket anyway, despite the contact. So a chance for a three-point play, and an 11-5 Daniel Webster lead as we have our game's first timeout called by the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders needed a timeout there as they're almost down by double digits early on in this game.
Head coach of Rivier in there is Dave Morissette in his 18th season, and then on the other side, Donald Morris Jr. in his second season with the Eagles.
And look at the fans.
They brought signs here today.
I'll tell you, they're into it. You know, they are into it. This is the students look forward to this every year. Sold out, John Collins.
How about that?
Sold out in minutes. Yep.
Scalpers outside?
No, but you know what was that? I don't know if you saw it when you came in, but they were tailgating.
Wow.
The grills were going before I got here. See, I got here a lot earlier than you did. I got here just after 10 o'clock.
You certainly did.
Yes. So.
Yeah. The Midnight Madness game is underway here as we play into the early hour, the earliest hour of November 14th, which is a Saturday. Happy Thanksgiving season to everybody, and welcome to the Nashua ETV broadcast as we're just underway. Daniel Webster versus Rivier, and sinking the three-point play or finishing it off, Antoine Boyd. A 12-5 lead for the Eagles. We're in the first half. Inbounding it for Riv is Edward Susi, a Vermonter. Simmons has it. Beats the pressure by bouncing it up ahead, off the glass, and no good as Victor Davila tried to go baseline.
Now there's Farmer. Look at Farmer, the Nashua kid. Flips it over to Boyd. Boyd puts it in. There's the speed that Webster has, but John, they've got size. I expect them to be able to dominate the boards tonight.
Yeah, you saw Farmer pushing it up court. He goes 6'5", and so did Antoine Boyd as he did a beautiful turnaround off the glass and in.
The good thing about Farmer is he's no stranger to handling the ball. You know,
yeah, even at that size,
nope.
At 6'5".
But Rivier with some new recruits, meshing everybody together. Dave Morissette says we will be better than we were a year ago. They had a tough season last year.
Ruff inbounds it. Susi's got it, and he swings it over to Davila, who's calling a play or directing traffic. Clears out the left side. He had it there, but he's right-handed. Apparently doesn't want to drive left. A rejection of a pass.
Yeah,
Davila's open for the three. Now he drives inside. Kind of a no-look pass into the corner. Simmons misses long. And rebound by Reed, Donald Reed.
I think Riv's got to do that. They got to move the ball around and get their perimeter game going, because they're not going to match up very well inside against the Eagles.
Donnie Powell dishes it off. Basket.
Daniel Webster
is good.
But Daniel Webster moving well without the ball, and Powell saw the runner coming and made that great pass. There's a steal.
Nearly stolen by two
goes.
players, but it's Gauthier that gets the basket.
Remember, Gauthier had that big game last year.
Yes.
Down the stretch to help Daniel Webster win.
One of two Nashua players who are key players on this Daniel Webster team. Gauthier, number 4, and Farmer, number 34. Deflected out of bounds by the Eagles, but they continue to make life difficult on the offensive end for the Raiders of Rivier, who will inbound it here. Trailing 18-5.
Trailing 18-5 and not able to get an offensive rhythm going yet.
Whatsoever. Simmons thought about passing underneath, but Susi is lost in a forest of navy-clad bodies. Nice shot from the corner.
They've got to hit from the outside to loosen up this defense.
Ball got caught in somebody's heel, and I think they're going to give a warning for a delay of game or something. But good shot from the corner. Was that Ruff that shot that? For 3 from the corner?
No.
Up top he comes, and they throw it away. So a good turn of events for Rivier and their fans here on their home court. As they
Davila with the points.
Oh, thank you. Davila got the 3, and then now they play some good defense and force the turnover, so they have a chance to get a couple of scores in a row here unanswered. Thinking about the shot and pulling it down was Kevin Francis into the game. Nice shot from the left corner, Isaiah Ruffin from Haverhill. 6'4", and by the time he launched that, he was about 10 feet in the air.
Now you see a team now that's got a little bit more confidence in Rivier, John.
And a wide open 3 by Gauthier. He bangs it home. You had a good look at that from our angle here. Tim O'Neill's camera up in the stands. Gauthier was practically in the stands when he released that shot.
And you know something I think that's interesting, we'll point out in a second.
Shot by Susi from the corner is short. Gauthier has it.
Both teams are on the offensive in front of the.
How far away from the basket was he that time?
Well, Gauthier will throw it up there. Both teams are on the offensive, John, away from their home fans.
Nearly at half court was Gauthier when he launched that one. So it'll be inbounded underneath the basket by Rivier. And here is Davila passing it. One-touch passes. They beat the press to get it down court to Simmons. He's going to shoot it. And he's long. Susi's right in the right spot for the rebound. He gets fouled. Frustrated, kind of kicked at the ball, but he wasn't able to just grab it and go right back up with it. Do his favorite thing, which is not bounce it.
Right.
Tom King.
Do not do the bounce pass.
Right.
You can avoid it unless you've got a guy on the run.
See, he scored a lot of baskets that way. So 21-10. Rivier down. But not out, not yet. Up top he comes. And directing traffic, Andre Ruff. Gonna get inside to Susi, kicks it back out. Number 13 is Cullen Donovan from Connecticut. Ruff kicks it outside. The long shot is short. Ruff got it back, but stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, nice offensive rebound, a rarity for Riv in this game. They haven't had many second chance opportunities, but unfortunately out of bounds. Now, there's a referee right there. That's Sean Roberts. Sean Roberts played for Merrimack High School 24 years ago.
How about that? And you wrote about him.
Yes, he played in the for the Tomahawks that year in 1991. They made the Class L final against Nashua South.
Against
Nashua.
Literally by
against Nashua.
Daniel Webster. You can see the Rivier fans giving it to the
But look at the
ball
crowd.
carriers.
That's the story right there. Look at this crowd. Think this game is popular?
Yes. It's past nobody's bedtime here at Rivier University.
You got that right. Nobody's bedtime. And you know what? The next time these two teams take the floor in there against other teams, there'll be 2/3 less fans in the stands.
Oh, perfect form. Kevin Francis was left alone. He said, I know what to do with this. The 6'5 junior from Cromwell, Connecticut, buries it. 21-13 the score. Gauthier slings it across court. Now directing traffic is Donnie Powell, who gives it back. And what do we have? We have a whistle. And this thing's going to go against a foul away from the ball by the Raiders of Rivier. So inbound play for Daniel Webster as they keep possession of the ball. Up by 8. Gauthier splits 2 defenders. They get somebody up in the air, and it just won't go. And then frustrated was Sean Fenton, the junior forward. He crashed the boards after his shot wouldn't fall. He got called for the aggressive foul.
He got called for the aggressive foul because the ball hung on the rim. He couldn't reach back to grab it.
Some instructions from Robert right now.
Roberts was power forward, as you can tell.
Yeah, he's telling Susi what he can do and what he can't do.
Yeah, he was a power forward when he played in high school.
I'm sure he was.
Nashua High School beat Sean Roberts' Merrimack team in the 1991 final.
Kevin Francis, who was left alone before to shoot 3, not left alone this time, is right up on him was Jeremy Smith. Ruff to Susi. Francis back up top. Behind the back, got almost too fancy there. Nearly had it stolen twice. Threads the needle to Susi. A pass that Larry Bird would have been proud of there by Kevin Francis.
I'll tell you what has happened is Riv started hitting from the outside, John, and that opened up the defense where they couldn't have made those passes in the first 5 minutes of this game.
Oh, a hard foul, and we see players getting right into each other's faces, and Scott Silver, our cameraman down the floor, right in some faces. Good shot there by Scott.
No doubt about it.
And trying to get the players to calm down a little bit. That was number 11 for Daniel Webster, Antoine Boyd, who thought there might have been a little bit too much violence in that contact underneath the basket, but it really looked accidental completely by the Rivier defender. 30-second shot clock, as you can see. And inbounding it for the Eagles is Jared Harrington. Long shot from this angle. It looked good. Rondell Best not able to get it to go, and immediately stealing the upcourt pass was Ray Farmer with heads-up defense. Bringing it right into your living room is Jared Harrington. Now he hands it off to Antoine Boyd. Boyd directing traffic. You can see Simmons in front of him.
Crowd still coming in.
Long three in rhythm,
Bang.
and it's good. That was Jared Harrington, number 3, who sank that shot. Another 6'5" player, a freshman from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Andre Ruff to Simmons, gets it over to the side. Bounce pass, great movement by Rivier, but they're not able to get a shot away just yet. There's a travel. As getting a little bit too ahead of himself, Andre Ruff changed his mind after his feet were moving. And get called for the travel and the turnover as Farmer inbounds it. And Harrington, who just sank that shot, walks the ball up the court. Another long shot by Harrington. This one's in and out, though, and the rebound by Rivier.
Here comes Simmons pushing the pace again. He got over that timeline very quickly.
Number 13 just got the rebound, Cullen Donovan. And it bounces out of bounds. A turnover. It'll be Will's ball.
A little spin on that pass, and Donovan couldn't handle it. It rolled off his fingertips.
10-point lead for the Eagles, who have possession. 24-14 is the score. We're in the first half here at Muldoon Gymnasium. The crowd noise has been sustained here since Midnight Madness, tipped off at 12:01 a.m.
Nice pass. Farmer couldn't quite bring it down in time to make one move. Instead, he makes a nice pass in the middle, but no layup.
And not able to go. So good heads-up passing by Daniel Webster, but nothing to show for it in that trip down the floor.
Farmer's court awareness is very impressive.
Long shot is good.
And
Andre
so
Ruff.
was that. Bang.
Yeah.
The Raiders right back in this game now. Timeout on the floor.
I thought that was a 3. 24-17 would be the score, but I thought they put 16 up on the scoreboard. You know, Ruff launched himself so much toward the basket that when he landed.
That's not where you land.
It's when you take
off.
off.
Where you land. It's where the foot
That
is
was
when
a
you
3.
shoot. Yeah.
He was almost on the sideline for crying out loud. So Andre Ruff gets it to go. And we do have a 7-point game here. November 14, 2015. And, you know, I did some research before the game, Tom, you know, to see who might be famous birthday and a basketball-related theme.
Yeah, they celebrated at midnight?
Yeah. Jack Sikma is 60 years old. 60 today. Now, I'm going to ask you, because I know you knew this before. You don't even need to look it up. What team did Jack Sikma become famous for in the NBA?
Well, Sikma played with the Seattle Supersonics.
Correct. And he also played for one more team.
Yeah, he played for one more
retired.
team. He went as a free agent.
Yes.
And, oh, man, I got to think of that one.
Let me give you a hint.
No hints.
No hints?
No hints.
All right.
No. Oh, man. Jack Sikma in the NBA.
How about this? When Jack Sikma was with the Seattle Supersonics, he won a championship.
Yes, he did.
And there were 2 former Celtics on that championship team.
Yep.
I guess one was a future Celtic and one was a former Celtic.
Dennis Johnson was on that
Correct.
team.
And the other one was at the end of his career. He played on the great Celtics teams of the 70s. Rebounder. Later a coach. Actually, there's a bunch of ex-coaches on those Celtics teams.
Paul Silas.
Paul Silas, very good. Man,
Paul Silas.
You're good. You don't happen to know what number Jack Sikma wore for
Is
his
it 21?
It was 43.
Oh, 43. Okay.
Yeah, kind of a
Why am
number.
I drawing a blank on that other team that he played for? You're gonna have to tell me, John.
Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
would have never gotten that.
Right.
No.
Okay.
He made his mark with Seattle.
He did. You know, and the remarkable thing about Jack Sikma, which I did not remember, and I'll get back to the game quickly here. 92% free throw shooting one season, the greatest free throw percentage by any center ever.
He was a good player.
He was the anti-shot.
He was. Blonde
There's
center.
a a foul that's going to go against Daniel Webster. So their offense is dried up in the last 5 minutes.
The Riv zone has really kind of pushed them out a little bit, John, where they have to launch it up. Dave Morissette made that adjustment during one of his timeouts, and that is part of the problem that the Eagles have got to solve. They've got to solve. When you're facing a bigger team than you are, you can't match up man-to-man. You got to do it zone, and that's what the Raiders decided to do.
Well, right there, Ruff tried to go 1-on-3 and lost the battle. Those tall guys underneath for Daniel Webster, and a charge is called.
Yep.
A brave play by Andre Ruff as he took the charge from Rondell Best.
Yep.
A football hit, basically. And really, I don't think there was any acting involved when Ruff went down there, Tom.
He's not that heavy. Doesn't take much to knock him down.
Right. We don't have weights in here, but definitely Best outweighs Ruff by a lot. Andre launches in and out. He was feeling it. Just missed by maybe an inch or two. Stop and start, and it's cross midcourt. That's Jared Harrington, who has a three from exactly that point on the court. Chooses not to shoot it this time. Guy near side's Antoine Boyd, who launches, and you saw a perfect look at that ball hit the front rim and teardrop into the basket.
And you notice Boyd's got a little theatric. He blows a kiss to the crowd.
Yes, it's mostly a Rivier crowd who are quieted by that.
He's got a little showbiz in him.
How about that T-shirt?
Rivier Life.
Rivier Life.
Yeah.
Rastro from the Jetsons would be proud of that.
Yes, he would. Yep.
Except it would be Rivier Rife.
Rivier Rife. You're getting a little silly here at midnight.
Yeah, it's
12:30 in the morning.
Yes, it's giddiness time, I guess.
Yeah. There's Spike across the way.
Who I first met doing Nashua Pride games back in 2000. He's a very loyal local sports fan.
And he lives nowhere near the local sports area. He lives out towards the seacoast.
Credit to him.
Yeah, he comes here all the time.
Scott Silva, our on-floor cameraman, you saw him there backing out of Tim's shot. Well, he doesn't have to do that for us. He's not in the way of the play. Up top it comes now to Kevin Francis, who also has a three-pointer in this game. 27-18. Up by 9, Daniel Webster. Momentum belongs to Rivier, not able to get that shot go with Simmons. They tip the long rebound out, and they make the most of it. Isaiah Ruffin launches a 2. So at the 20-point mark now, our Rivier, it's a 7-point game. 27-20. We're in the first half of Midnight Madness at Muldoon Gymnasium. M's are wild. We got Muldoon Jim. We got Morris, the head coach of the Eagles, and Morissette for the Raiders.
And we got Midnight Madness.
And we got momentum on the part of the Rivier Raiders right now.
They needed it. They needed to get back into this game.
They could actually cut this to a 2-score game right now, down 7 with a bucket. Up the court comes Davila, calling a play. A no-look pass inside. Francis kicks it out to Ruff. I think Francis would have spun and tried a layup after that pretty pass. No look. Ruff's going baseline. He gets fouled before he even gets started by Michael Campbell just into the game, the sophomore, another 6'5" guy from Mount Vernon, New York. Where's Mount Vernon, New York, Tom? Is that near Cooperstown Hall of Fame, or is that upstate?
No.
Tell you what, that recommendation you gave me.
I think that's right around New York City, though.
Right? Oh, New York City? Yeah. That recommendation you gave me to read the the Billy Martin biography. Yeah. Oh, my, that's one of my favorite books ever.
Isn't it unbelievable?
That is a fantastic
for
book.
Me, reliving the 70s when Martin managed the Yankees and in the 80s, great stuff. Great stuff.
The research and detail in there, the blow-by-blow fights, the interviews, just amazing.
It is amazing. You did a
great
book.
The
author did a great job.
And Bennington, New York was, or Fenton was the name of his farm, but Bennington, New York, I think is where he was.
Yeah, that's out towards Syracuse area.
That's where he
passed away
in that car accident.
Yeah.
Sinking his shots and making it a 5-point game, Andre Ruff, coolly at the line.
Look at his shoes. Does anybody wear white sneakers anymore? Look at this.
The green.
Green,
those
red,
could be Seattle
blue.
Actually, who could be those? Who's green and blue now in the NBA?
In the NBA, I don't know.
I know there's one.
Sacramento?
Maybe, huh? The
Partly.
Kings?
Partly.
Maybe they are the great player for Sacramento's personal line of sneakers. Travel, he says what? That was Sean Fenton underneath for the Eagles. And the Eagles offense has come to a grinding stop here. Down court come the Raiders, trying to make it a one-score game, down 27-22. The up fake, and now we have an offensive foul the other way. Good defending by Michael Campbell, number 24. He took the charge from Victor Davila. They pronounce it Davila here. First half, 27-22. Daniel Webster's not scored in a while.
No, and that's given the Raiders hope.
Up top.
Well, Simmons has played a lot of minutes. He's been on the floor. I don't think he's had a break all game.
Donnie Powell swung it across court. We have an offensive foul.
Another offensive foul. You know, first game of the year, they're anxious. They want to take the ball to the hole. They want to be aggressive, but it's only a 4-point game. It's a pretty close one. You never would have thought that the way this game started out.
Football season's well underway in the NFL, and suddenly in the beginning of the college basketball season, at least here at the Muldoon Gymnasium, his bodies has been hitting the floor, some hard hits and some offensive fouls being called.
Well, I'll tell you what, you want to know about football season, ask Dave Morissette, because this is what Dave Morissette's got to do after tonight. He's got open house here tomorrow morning at 8:30.
Wow.
Okay? Or this morning at 8:30. This morning at 8:30.
So in about 8 hours.
And then he's got to go to Derry, to Pinkerton Academy, to watch his son play football for Exeter in the Division I semifinal.
Oh, how about that?
That is a long 24 hours.
Exeter's playing Pinkerton, correct?
Exeter is playing Pinkerton. Yep.
Back up top it comes. Into the corner. 14 seconds on the shot clock. 27-20. 22 rather. Daniel Webster in the lead, and they do get a bucket. That was a long time in coming. So it's 29-20 here at the Muldoon Gymnasium. Foul call. That one's going to go against Daniel Webster. So still a 7-point lead for the Eagles, but the Raiders are going to the line now. 10 fouls against Daniel Webster. Only 5 fouls
now
against
the
the
bigger
Raiders.
team is going to commit the more fouls. That's usually the way it works. And they are the bigger team, up by 7. 3:33 left to play in the half.
Anthony Simmons is at the free throw line for the Raiders. And he can make it a 6-point game, but does not. Still 29-22. Just into the game is Mike Colby, number 22 for the Raiders, who's from Londonderry, New Hampshire. 6'3". You see him in the middle of the screen being boxed out by Sean Fenton. So it's now a 6-point game as Simmons hits the second free throw.
Raiders press. They're pressing Gauthier. Gauthier's an experienced point guard. He's a senior.
Near side is Donnie Powell, holding it over his head back to Gauthier. Steps up and launches.
Short.
Left is short. Andre Ruff was fouled. Elijah Edmonds gets called.
Yeah, that's a foul you really don't want. You don't need to do that, make that foul. You get out of his way, or at least knock the ball away and get out of the way.
Kind of a freshman foul by Elijah, who's from Baytown, Texas.
All over
Really?
This is just come a long way in 20 years.
From Puerto Rico to Texas to Vermont and New York, and it's in and out. So Andre Ruff trying to make it a 5-point game with the second free throw.
So John, are you going to get me a pair of those bright red sneakers for Christmas?
Bright red you want now. I thought you wanted the green and blue.
No, I like the bright red. Bright red, so.
Yeah.
Stand up.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to get you those because I can't afford them for myself. I'm sure those $100 shoes is what I'm saying.
Oh, sure.
launching from the far right side.
You know, we need a shoe deal.
Yeah, we do.
We really good. We should talk with Pete Johnson.
Apparently, we should talk to DraftKings according to 60 Minutes and everybody else.
They're the ones with the money.
Buying everything else.
Right.
And by the way, Nashua TV has no promotional deals with DraftKings. We're like the only broadcast outlet that doesn't.
The only broadcast outlet and sports team.
Yeah. Swinging it wide. 9 seconds on the shot clock. That almost went, but I think the whistle had already blown.
That would have been amazing if that had gone.
The foul goes against number 20 of Rivier, David Lorden, who's from Pepperell, just over the border from Nashua. Gauthier splits the defense, finds an open teammate. Elijah's in the corner, trying to squeegee it off the glass.
Boyd going to get called for over the back? Not Boyd, but Reed, yep. Boyd's number 11.
Donald Reed gets called for the foul. He's got a good look at the Raiders.
That's what we ought to do. We ought to do a game like that. They come shirtless. I think so. That'd be pretty good. Huh?
Oh no!
You know,
please.
I'll tell you what. I'll have the E, and you have the TV. All right? How's that? That'll work.
You know, I guess if charity gave us a lot of money, we'd have to.
I think, yeah.
But we need some incentive. We can't just come up.
I just can't do it. Yeah, no. But it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. We should do that.
Talk about madness.
Oh yeah. Next year we do this game. That's what
are you putting this out there for like that? It's cold out.
I know, huh? Oh, we can wear.
Mr. Five Sweaters wants to come to a game bare-chested.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Well, we can change it here. That's the gym. Next year it's at the Baggy. We'll be in that nice little corner. It'll be nice and warm and cozy in that corner.
Well, there's a lot of body heat in this gym.
Well, it's a small gym, so it's a lot. You're right. It is packed. But I love the enthusiasm. You've got to like the atmosphere. You don't get many sporting events like it around here, and this is certainly one that you're going to remember.
Right. Daniel Webster's head coach is Don Morris Jr. His assistants are Ramim Bouya and Todd Tinkham. Don Morissette assisted by Lance Bisson and Jason Boykin. 4:42 remaining. That's in the first half in a 3-point game. 29-26. This thing's tightened up dramatically as Daniel Webster trying to beat the full court press, and they get it up court as Donnie Powell plays catch with Donald Reed. Reed gives it
one-on-one matchup in the paint, and that's it.
Gauthier finds Powell off the glass
pass.
and in.
Gauthier with a good cross-court pass. Powell, the kiss off the high part of the glass.
So it's a 5-point lead for Daniel Webster as they break the 30-point plateau, 31-26.
4:07 left to play in the first half.
Bounce pass underneath, off the back of the rim, no good by Lorden. And as so often happens, you get frustrated by missing your shot, and you follow up with a foul. Trying to get the ball back too quickly. And I believe now Rivier is also in the penalty, and that's going to be a 1-and-1 situation for the free throw shooter for Daniel Webster. And that would be Sean Fenton going to the line. Fenton with a good job of positioning underneath the basket, drawing that foul from Lorden. Rivier also with number 42 Isaiah Ruffin out there. Kevin Francis. Mike Colby's number 22. Andre Ruff, of course, number 5. And the 5th player on the court is Victor Davila. At the line, Sean Fenton to shoot 1-and-1. So this would be live if he misses. Pretty good deep knee bend, but does not yield the desired results. And live ball fielded by Ruff.
His legs are too far apart there.
Okay.
Close him in a little bit.
In case you college basketball fans don't know, Tom King is a free throw shooting expert.
No doubt about it.
Would make Jack Sikma proud. Sikma with that 92% free throw percentage, by the way. Larry Bird only had 93% one time. Actually, he had 92% a bunch of the times, too. Right? to beat that out. I mean, Ruff is at the line. And it's good.
There you see his build. Long and lean.
Yes. I once used the phrase built like a British rock star for another free throw shooter in another game, but that wouldn't be applied to
No, that would not.
He's got some muscles going there. Smartly up the court by Daniel Webster. They swing it across. Ooh. Nearly lost. Great hands by Farmer.
Farmer's got the extension in the hands.
Yeah. Gronkowski fingertips extended there to save that from being a turnover. Underneath is Farmer. Gets his own rebound back and scores.
Yeah, Farmer gets good position in that zone. He found the empty space, got the ball, just missed the first shot, but they can't contend with Farmer. I think Daniel Webster could go to him all night and he'd dominate.
Up top is Ruff. 3:10 to go in the first half. Launches, hits, beautiful shot by Andre Ruff from distance.
Got ourselves a basketball game.
Double team. Daniel Webster beats it. Near side, it's a long shot by Harrington. Kind of had a man in his face though. And wrestled away from Boyd.
Yeah, Boyd gets poked in the eye.
Yeah.
Yep. Ouch. See if the transfer's over or not.
So he might have to.
I think he's got to come out of the game.
Oh, you think so?
He's in a lot of pain.
Somebody else would have to shoot the free throws then, right?
Yeah, I could go out there and shoot.
Well, I think that would be technically illegal. Since you're not on either roster.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Thanks for the offer.
Yeah,
Antoine Boyd is at the line. I don't know if he's squinting and looking for only one eye. It's long of a shot. He's still running with that left eye. Of course, as Tom often does, he makes his students shoot free throws blindfolded. Something out of the page of Karate Kid.
Yep.
At the end of all their schooling. They should be able to feel the force. Or something like that. And Boyd makes the second one. So it's a 34-30 lead for...
And tight your feet together to force it to bend their knees.
Okay. That's good.
Yep.
Kevin Francis gives it off to Anthony Simmons. Simmons has his shot blocked. Clean block by Jeremy Smith. At 6'6", and Simmons just 5'7".
Did you see the reach on Smith with that block?
Oh yeah,
he has got some long arms.
He's got some wingspan.
Daniel Webster is big.
Eagles wingspan, aptly nicknamed in that case.
Farmer wants the ball in the post. He made that long cross-court pass.
Far corner. Cutting Boyd trying the alley-oop, and it might have been deflected by Isaiah Ruffin.
It was.
The 6'4" freshman.
But they say it went off of Webster. It's going to be Rivier's ball. Interesting. I don't think they caught the deflection.
Yeah, the deflection and then off the rim. I don't think Boyd ever touched it, did he?
Yeah, but you didn't see a lot of argument from Daniel Webster, did you?
Yeah. So Davila's directing traffic. He's got Ruffin underneath as he circles to the right, dishes it off. Simmons gets it to Ruffin, who swings it to the corner, and the long shot by Davila, nowhere close.
Yeah, tired legs right now, near the end of the half.
And off the legs of the cutting
Davila almost had the ball and got fouled by Boyd from behind.
So he
tripped him by accident.
Free throws, both teams in the penalty now.
Boyd said, he pointed to himself and said, yeah, I did it.
A minute and a half or 1:26 left in the first half here. Daniel Webster has led from the beginning of this game, but Rivier has not gone away. Still anybody's basketball game as we approach the end of the first half. John Collins with Tom King. Tim O'Neill on our camera up here in the stands. Scott Silva with the handheld lens down on the floor at the Muldoon Gymnasium. This midnight madness basketball contest. Now a 2-point game, 34-32. As Davila from Guaynabo, Puerto Rico, calmly hits them both. It's a 1-point game. And Rivier with their best threat yet to actually take a lead in this one. And it's out of bounds off Rivier. Good defense getting back against the fast break.
Zone defense has forced Daniel Webster out of their offense. They're a little dysfunctional right now.
Elijah Edmonds inbounds.
Farmer, I think he was on the baseline, wasn't he? Or did he get fouled? Yeah, he got fouled. I didn't see the foul. I thought he might have dribbled it on the baseline. That's Scott Silver at halftime. He's right there.
To the line is Farmer. If he hits them both, it'll still be a one-possession game. 34-33. Hits first one. You see some players hand fighting there. It's Isaiah Ruffin going at it with Jeremy Smith. Ruffin for Rivier in the white jersey, and Smith number 35 for Rivier in the dark blue. That one's good also. So it's a 3-point lead for Daniel Webster as we approach the 1-minute mark here at Muldoon Gym. 1:10 to go. Ruff thinking about, hey, I could tie this up with a 3, but he's got a defender right in his face.
That doesn't stop him though, usually.
Cuts through the defenders and draws the foul. If that went, he could have had a 3-point play, but as it is, he'll go to the line for 2.
Dave Morissette says he can score inside, he can score outside. You just saw a example of that. Now, they're trying to sell the foul. They don't want Boyd to pick up the foul. So they're trying to sell it.
To another player.
To another player, exactly.
And the refs aren't buying.
Jared Harrington's trying to convince the official that he fouled and not Boyd.
Boyd doesn't want to go into halftime in foul trouble, but he's got to.
And you know what? The foul, it worked. Because he did not get the call.
In and out, still a 3-point game. Ruff having a rough time. They're trying to shoot all of his free throws here in the first half. And he gets the same result on the second one. It doesn't go. Farmer rebound being bothered by Davila.
Tired legs is what that is.
Davila's defense was so tenacious, forced a turnover.
Eventually, Riv is working so hard on the defensive end, it's kind of hurt them on the offensive end because it wears them out a little bit.
Right. It takes a lot of effort.
It takes a lot of effort to play defense, and Riv's doing a good job of it.
Intensity, yes. Under a minute to go. Great pass. Francis decided not to go right up with it, and Ruff's going to back out a little bit. 45 seconds on the game clock. 21 on the shot clock, and that one is just a mishandle, actually, as Ruff elevated. He kind of lost control. Boyd twisting, turning off the glass, no good, but draws the foul.
He is a player out of JUCO in Nebraska.
Very strong underneath.
Yep.
At 6'5" and probably 220 at least. Hits. 4-point lead for the Eagles of Daniel Webster. Boyd misses. He tried to follow it, but good defensive boards by the Raiders.
He rushed that second free throw.
Anthony Simmons has it, directing traffic as he crosses midcourt. Nobody's bothering him.
Now they're going to hold it for the last shot, I believe.
Looks like it. Simmons putting on a dribbling display as he slides right, picks up another defender, and is stripped by Farmer.
Oh, boy.
Who was not impressed with the dribbling display and slams it home. Farmer with an exclamation point.
What a game by Farmer so far.
Up ahead, and Riv answers right back, so 39.
They'll do it. They get the layup right at the buzzer.
35.
39-35, up and down action.
We go to halftime, and it's still anybody's midnight madness basketball game.
Donald Morris, the head coach of Webster College, you see him sitting there at the edge of the bench, not happy that after the Farmer slam, his team gave up a fast break basket at the end of the half.
That's Tom King. I'm John Collins. We have our camera crew ready to shoot the second half of action here at Muldoon Gymnasium at Rivier University. A 4-point game. Come back with us for the second half. Coming right up here on Nashua ETV.
Disasters can happen anywhere at any time. When disaster hits home, your family will depend on you. In a disaster, you are the superhero. Be prepared. Sign up for emergency alerts and visit readynh.gov. Take action. Be safe.
Welcome back, everybody, to the start of the second half here at Rivier University, the Muldoon Gymnasium. There you see the story. They put 20 minutes up for the second half of action. 4-point lead for that team. Daniel Webster over Rivier, 39-35. And Tom King, fill us in. What happened at halftime here at Muldoon?
Well, you went out and, had a little break outside looking to see if they were still cooking food out there.
Yeah.
The fans got into it a little bit right behind where we were sitting. So it was no physical altercation.
Good thing. Look at the physicality that's in the stands.
Yeah, but it looked that way. It looked like it was going to happen.
So verbal give and take, huh?
Ray Farmer's got 8 big points for the Eagles. Antoine Boyd leads them with 13. Who do you think leads the Eagles or the Raiders?
Farmer. Oh no, who leads the Raiders?
The Raiders.
Ruff.
You got it. 14 points.
Andre Ruff. There used to be a...
Ruff with 14, Ruffen with 9.
Was it Teddy Roosevelt had the Rough Riders?
Yes, the Rough Riders.
We got the Rough Raiders here tonight.
Yeah, the Rough.
Francis has the 3 in the first half, tried to get one in the second half quickly, but did not. And Farmer, who's been everywhere offensively and defensively, gets the rebound. Walking it up court for Daniel Webster's Jared Harrington, number 3. Antoine Boyd, who's a force in the first half as well, number 11. Underneath, Rondell Best rolls it off the rim, no good. Simmons pushing the pace, changes direction. 5'7", Anthony Simmons with the bucket to begin the second half.
I'd like to see Simmons do more of that. He's got some speed. He can pull up and get the open shot before anybody can catch up to him.
And you get a feeling that that's how he made his reputation as a college basketball player before we got to this point. Nice turnaround by Boyd.
3 by Boyd.
Antoine Boyd answering back to begin the second half.
Big 3-pointer.
So 42-37, a 5-point lead for Daniel Webster. Long shot is good. Victor Davila from way downtown.
Down to 2.
He's practically in Merrimack when he let that one go.
42-40.
So 2-point game. Nice pass underneath, off the glass, no good. Follow, no good.
Oh.
And rebound Riv.
Frustrating for the Eagles. They had it.
David Lorden collects that one and hands it off to Davila, who tries to return it to Lorden. Bodies fly off the glass and in. David Lorden with a lefty.
Lorden with the lefty bank shot, and we are tied, John Collins.
Wow.
At 42.
The last time we were tied was at tip-off of midnight.
At 0-0.
We're an hour in here to the new day, November 14 of 2015. A long shot from distance and doesn't go, but right there to follow. I don't know how he didn't put that in. Jeremy Smith was above the rim.
Smith
inches away.
Thought for sure that was going to go be an easy offensive rebound.
Looks like he injured the fingers on his right hand on the rim.
Farmer.
Twisting too much.
Foul.
And they're going to call a foul, and Lorden says, wasn't that a travel?
On the floor, though, not a shot.
Yeah. You've heard of a 360. I think that was a 420. And there was a foul on the floor, not a travel. Jared Harrington will inbound at the 6'5" freshman from Maryland. Gets a return bounce pass from Rondell Best, and now Harrington circling the field up top. Zone defense being played by River was pretty effective in that first half. Boyd faked the pass underneath, came out to Harrington, now Farmer with it. Back to Harrington, no look. Farmer with it. He's going to try to penetrate, stops, pops,
right
and
through.
hits.
That's a big basket for Farmer to get the Eagles back on top. He's got 10 points.
Ray Farmer of Nashua, New Hampshire, 6'5", and a great player, the best in this game to this point.
I think he's the best all-around player in this game on the floor for both teams.
Dave Francis can't get it to go. Actually, that was Kevin Francis, sorry. Left it short on the three-point attempt. 44-42. And Webster trying to add to a two-point lead that Farmer gave them. He travels the baseline without a look at the basket. Beats the double team by throwing a pass over the top. Boyd got free and he got hit.
Francis got a piece of it.
Must got a piece of the ball before the man.
There's Ruff.
And Ruff can't, he's offline on the runner. Boyd ahead of the field, and he's being bothered by Susie.
Foul.
Susie gets called for the foul.
And Susie frustrated because he did everything he could to try to avoid the foul, but Ruff leaned into him and drew it after he missed the first shot. Here's what's happening. They took a break at halftime, and the odd hour and everything else, their body's not quite back into the game shape yet.
Dr. King.
Yeah, exactly.
Checks in.
I know free throws and I know athletes.
What's the optimal time of day to shoot free throws?
I think the best time of day is early in the morning around 10 o'clock.
After a healthy breakfast
Yes,
at like
exactly.
8:30, 8 o'clock?
Yep.
Sounds good. They never play basketball at 10 a.m. though. They have they need morning madness. Long shot is good.
Tell you what, they almost had noon madness. That's when this game was originally scheduled until the NCAA came up with that rule
Yeah.
that you can play any time on the weekend if the 15th falls on the weekend.
I guess technically this is morning madness. It's the early morning
It's the
hours.
early morning madness. You buying breakfast
Early
after
morning,
this?
thank you.
You buying breakfast after
Sure.
this? All right.
Yeah.
Great.
What do you want?
Pancakes.
Pancakes, you got it. Out of bounds off of Daniel Webster, they say, but Rivier Simmons is trying to explain that it did go off of an Eagles player, but apparently 3 officials on the floor, and none of them agree with Anthony Simmons and his teammates who saw it go off of Daniel Webster player. Eagles retain possession. Farmer at the up fake, gets it underneath. And the first shot was blocked. The second one goes for Rondell Best.
And you're seeing the inside dominance now of Daniel Webster, the size advantage taking shape in this game.
Oh, it was a great feed by Susie, but
Simmons was
Davila
intimidating.
Rushed it.
That shouldn't happen.
Boyd runner is good, and now
not Simmons, but Davila,
things are getting away from the Raiders, and
they got to call time.
Yeah, David Morissette wants timeout.
Yep, it was 42 all, and then all of a sudden a 9-0 run by the Raiders, or by the Eagles.
And you can see an enthusiastic Don Morris likes the way those last few minutes played out.
Yes, he does.
As they huddle up on the sidelines. John Collins with Tom King, our camera crew. Scott Silva down on the floor with that shot. Tim O'Neill, our executive producer is Pete Johnson. It's the 4th edition of Midnight Madness between these two very close in proximity universities, Rivier and Daniel Webster. We got Daniel Webster located at exit 6 off the highway, and River, of course, at exit 4, right?
Yeah, but it's, it's not like it's hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah. Sort of like the Battle of the Bridge College style.
Yep. Well, I think the high schools are closer.
Oh, they're very close.
They're closer than the colleges are.
Definitely. And as Tom mentioned, this game usually boasted, you could boast that it's the first Division III game in the country for this new season, but not this year.
Not Clark and Worcester State.
And they did it on a Thursday night into Friday, you said.
Yeah,
So 24
they tipped
hours
off
earlier.
at 12:01 Friday.
Yeah. So
We
I
tip
guess
off at
to beat
12:01
them,
Saturday.
it's sort of like maintaining the New Hampshire primary. You know how they keep moving it up,
Yeah,
so
I
they beat
think-
the other states. What Rivier and Dan Webster need to do, they need to rent an aircraft carrier and go out into another time zone and then do it the first night that's eligible. And they can do it actually, beat when the ball drops on their game. It'll be actually an hour before Eastern time, whatever that is out there in Puerto Rico time. Long shot is good.
Talking to Bernie Sanders too much.
Yeah. Down court comes the Eagles. So,
Chance of defense from the crowd.
yeah.
It's really the way that Riv got back into the game was the fact that their defense really
4
stifled
seconds
Webster.
on the shot clock. Gauthier forced to launch.
Gauthier is ice cold. He can't
Yeah.
buy a hoop right now.
Andre Ruff would like to sink a basket here, and after coming up with a defensive stop, directing traffic is Davila. Long shot for Ruff, back rimmed it.
Bad shot by Ruff.
Kevin Francis saves it. Susi dives on the
Timeout.
court.
That's what he calls. I think he called timeout. Did he get it off in time before
Yes,
he
he
slid?
did.
Yes, he did.
Number 33 diving on the court for a basketball, then getting it and calling timeout. Who's that remind you of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get over it, Chuck.
You know what? The reason that's so
Get
fresh
over it.
in
He's
my
not
mind,
walking through that door.
He isn't. Neither is Jack Sikma, who I
Right.
pointed out turned 60 years old this hour of the day in November 14th. He played during the Bird era, and two great free throw shooters. They were also setting the bar high on hustle on the court, even for superstars. Larry
Sigma
Bird.
was, Bird obviously.
You know,
also.
Sigma
Sigma was a very mobile big man.
He's been rated as the best center, definitely, maybe NBA player that's not in the NBA Hall of Fame. He was on the All-Star team 7 times. He's got a ring.
He was a good
He
player.
won the free throw shooting
I
contest.
remember him clearly. He was a
Yeah.
very good player.
15-year veteran of the NBA.
Basketball was so much better back then.
I agree. Yeah. Off the glass and no good. I got a funny, I know where I was going with that, the Larry Bird Sigma connection. I got that coming up after the next chance. Long pass into the corner and no good. A good setup for Michael Campbell, number 24. Couldn't get it to go. Gauthier with the steal.
Got the big man dribbling. Not a good idea.
Gauthier went up in the air. He found a wide open
Bang.
teammate, and a set shot is good by Sean Fenton.
And now it is all Daniel Webster after Riv had battled back to tie the game. They climbed that mountain, but now they're starting to slide back down it.
There's a near ball. Simmons, great hustle, was able to keep it alive. But Gauthier, who knows about great hustle and pushing the
Look at
pace.
this move by Gauthier.
Off the glass, no good. And a shove by Susi, and he got caught for it as he shoved Michael Campbell as he went up for the putback. You see the foul, number 33, and to the line will go Campbell to shoot free throws. So 1987 NBA Finals at Boston Garden. Not sure what game it was. About a minute and 40 into the game, Larry Bird did this great bounce pass to Robert Parrish through the legs of Jack Sikma. And Parrish, flew it, just grabbed it, put it in. And Tommy Heinsohn went crazy.
What was the event?
It was the NBA Finals, Seattle versus the Celtics at Boston Garden.
They didn't play in the NBA Finals.
Seattle and the Celtics did.
No, they didn't.
Oh, see, YouTube it, baby. I just watched it.
No, they didn't play in the Finals.
See, you don't remember.
Oh, no, I remember.
They went 7 games.
No, in 87, you know who played the Finals?
Who did? Was it 87-88 or 86-87? Could it be 87-88?
No, 87, the Celtics and the Lakers played in the Finals.
Well, you know how they cross over the winter season goes?
No, in 1987.
How about 86-87? Could it be that?
86-87, that was the year, 86-87.
Well, how about 87-88 then? Was it 87-88?
I don't believe the Celtics were in the Finals in 87-88. The Lakers were.
You're calling me out. I just watched YouTube.
Check the date.
All right.
You got it wrong.
Are you telling me that it wasn't just...
Check the NBA Finals list and see if the Celtics and the Supersonics played in the NBA Finals. They never did.
Oh, man.
Guarantee you that. Guarantee it.
They never played in the finals.
No.
So maybe
Seattle played the...
maybe it's just a game of the week then. I don't know.
It could have been a game, a regular game.
All right.
Seattle played the...
was it the Milwaukee Bucks then?
They played in the finals, but they didn't play in that final. They played in the finals in 1974.
No, that's right.
The way that
was
was
Al Jabbar was in there.
Right, Jabbar was there.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
all right.
The Celtics beat them.
Anyway, everybody YouTube at home, Larry Bird between the legs pass, Jack Sigma, and you'll find the game.
Yeah.
There's one clip that's like a minute and 40 seconds long and they show 3 different angles. There's a runner in the paint. And a jump ball is called. Our first and only jump ball of the entire game. And the possession arrow goes to Daniel Webster.
He played the 87-88 finals. It wasn't the Celtics.
I'm not enough of
They went a while after being in the finals in 1986
NBA
and winning it all.
Yeah.
They went a while without getting it back there.
Oh, a violent rejection there. A clean one, though. It's not a foul. It's just a block shot by Amel Pekunjanin of Cromwell, Connecticut. I hope I said that your name correctly, Amel.
780 one of the Pistons and the Lakers. Ooh, foul over the back. Hammered underneath.
So
shooting 2 at the line will be the Eagles.
Jeremy Smith to the line. And doesn't go. Jeremy Smith is from Harvey, Louisiana. Trying to come up with the 56th point of the game for the Eagles. The lifetime record between these two teams meeting head to head.
Farmer with a big rebound.
Since 1992.
Nice pass underneath.
And a blocked shot again. Rivier playing tighter defense here. Slipping, you can
Almost
see.
travel, yes, they're going to call it. They didn't give him the benefit of the doubt there.
And they're going to need to wipe down that spot on the court, Tom, I would say, in order to make it safer for the players. There you see the spot where Victor Davila slipped is being wiped up.
Called for the travel. Farmer will inbound.
Andre Ruff is using that towel underneath his foot. Davila fixes his uniform, taking that spill. And Farmer is going to be doing the inbounding for Daniel Webster as he gives it to Harrington and gets it back. And they play some catch, trying to beat the full court press by the Raiders. Harrington has it. 10:50 to go in the game. 55-47 lead for Daniel Webster as they add to it.
Bang!
Antoine Boyd again celebrating a long distance shot. Now it is an 11-point lead for the Eagles. Too much firepower, it feels like here.
It does, doesn't it? It just seems like they've just got an answer for everything that Riv does.
Riv exhausting themselves to tie this thing up, now find themselves down again. Long shot is good. A much-needed three-pointer for the Raiders.
Those big teams have a problem defending on the perimeter. Oh, alley-oop play, there it is.
So just when the Raiders got to the 50-point plateau, the Eagles go up over 60, or hit the 60-point mark, 60-50.
Boyd gestures to his own fans this time.
Yeah.
To fire them up.
Ruff with it. Swings it over to Isaiah Ruffin. Cullen Donovan is number 13. Amel Kikunjianin put on the brakes and tried to thread a pass, but it goes out of bounds off of a Daniel Webster player, and Victor Davila will inbound it. I'm just going to say Amel C, because I think I might be messing up his last name, the 6'6" guy from Cromwell, Connecticut. Stop and pop by Davila is good. Nice shot.
All right, Riv now just getting a little bit of a spurt going.
Yeah.
Hanging around.
8-point game, 60-52.
Hanging around.
Daniel Webster content to slow the pace down a little bit. That might be some coaching on Don Morris's part. Farmer ran out of room, baseline, kicked it to Boyd, and Boyd's going to get called for the offensive foul. Doesn't like it. I think he just threw his mouthpiece on the court. He's lucky he doesn't get called for the technical.
He just picked it up. Boyd's an emotional player.
Wow.
Somebody that Donald Morris.
That's like slamming the helmet in baseball, I guess.
Morris is going to have to basically, kind of control him a little bit.
And we are going to get a spot on the court wiped up.
He hasn't played in a couple of years, so he's kind of amped up for this game.
And there you see Don Morris is trying to convince the official that really wasn't a foul. He's just in position. And
he's just stating his case, not arguing it, just saying, this is what happened, this is what I saw. And thanks for listening. Don't get it wrong the next time.
Long shot in and out. Batted away by Daniel Webster from a Rivier offensive rebounder. Good play, and becomes a possession for the Eagles. A chance to go back up by 10. Inside. Jeremy Smith swings it out. Best gets to Farmer. Boyd is wide open from deep. And he's hit some threes, but that would have been the longest one yet. Simmons coming down court.
That would have brought the house down.
Yeah. Near side is Cullen Donovan. Donovan gets it back up to Isaiah Ruffin, and he sets a pick. Simmons. Kevin Francis, good look at him from underneath the basket. Long shot by Donovan Hicks. Cullen Donovan got free on the side.
And now the Eagles need a timeout.
5-point game.
Yep. Back in it. The crowd comes alive. You ever want to know what Tim O'Neal looks like? There he was up top there.
Yeah.
You think anybody noticed him?
Came in briefly. We'll have to watch the replay and freeze frame it at home.
I know. Yeah.
You can see a lot of the banners that are up on the walls of Muldoon Gymnasium. Tom King was here for a lot of that stuff. Volleyball wins and
softball.
Yeah, GNAC and
most of them GNAC wins. Although they had a tough loss. There's one banner that they thought for sure I think was going to go up there. Women's volleyball. And they had a team that was, regional powers this year. They got knocked off in the finals of the GNAC on this floor, 3-2 by Johnson and Wales. Just a weekend ago, just a week ago today. So tough one for the Raider women. A win in the GNAC finals, they would go on to the NCAAs. They will not get an at-large bid. GNAC is not that respected. Should be more respected by the NCAA than it is, but they won't get the at-large. So Liv, after 2 straight years of making the NCAA tournament, will not get there.
Heartbreaking.
But later on today, actually tonight,
hey, speaking of volleyball,
Daniel Webster will play in the NCAA men's soccer tournament at Montclair State.
How about Bishop Girton girls?
They did a good job to get to the finals.
Yeah.
They did a good job. Hollis Brookline just a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a jumper and jumping around.
Is that Antoine Boyd again?
That was Boyd. Oh, it had to be. Jumping up like that. He is emotional.
So a 5-point game just like that becomes an 8-point game again. In the corner, Simmons with the one-touch pass. Rough from downtown, went left rim on it. Fast break. Boyd was going to go. It looked like he was going to go over the back of his head.
Well, I think what Boyd, he wanted a no-look pass. What he really wanted to do is he just wanted to alley-oop it to the wingman coming down the side.
Yeah.
And wasn't able to, he just ran out of room to do it.
63-55. Daniel Webster's in front. The game's been tied twice at 0-0 and 42.
Yep.
But Rivier has never led.
Never.
And now they're down again by a substantial number, by 8. But they've been hanging around. Andre Ruff, one of the reasons why he's trying to split the defense, actually went off of a Daniel Webster player. Looked like it struck the upper body of Donald Reed, number 31. And it will be inbounded by Cullen Donovan, number 13. Kevin Francis hands it off to Andre Ruff. Ruff being guarded closely by Donnie Powell. Long shot for Soussier, way short.
See, Rivs living and dying by the jumper, John. They don't have the size advantage to be able to post anybody up inside. They've got to shoot, and you know that's basically, it's going to come down to the shooting percentage in this game.
Ryan Gauthier bounced the pass into Sean Fenton, but he's able to play.
Yeah, he's had a tough second half. A great first half.
Anthony Simmons
has to make up for it with his defense, that's all.
Soussier, and now Ruff has it. Inside, Soussier couldn't catch it one-handed.
Turnover.
That's Donnie Powell that was playing the tight defense. He's got the ball now. The clock is the friend of Daniel Webster, although there's still plenty of basketball left to be played. 6 minutes, but they are up by 8.
And they're trying to milk as much of it as they can.
Yeah, each time down the court, it does feel like that.
Jumper, no.
Left it short. Great job of trying to save it. Not quite able to do it as Donald Reed. So the Raiders.
Riv hanging around.
Yeah, they are.
Daniel Webster just hasn't been able to pull away yet. And Riv's got to make a run.
Anthony Simmons will walk it up the court as he asks his team to rotate without the ball. Kevin Francis. Whistle away from the play. We have some heavy contact. Looked like Gauthier might get called here. Let's see if they.
No, it looks like
24.
Yeah.
That would be Michael Campbell.
Campbell was definitely not happy with that call.
Simmons comes out of the corner, finds Ruff, and fumbling it a bit is Davila. He actually took a thigh to the knee, or his knee hit the thigh of Michael Campbell. He picks up a couple of quick fouls here. Campbell trying to plead his case a little bit, as are a few Daniel Webster players conferring with the official.
But everybody's had a talk with him.
Rivier's happy with the call. You can see them arguing. Because it went against the Eagles.
Right.
32nd timeout, it looked like. Now, Dave Morissette is talking to the official.
Well, here's what he's talking about. It wasn't a timeout. Campbell fouled out.
Oh.
And the new rule is you don't get that little break to talk.
Oh.
That teams used to do when there was a fifth foul on somebody.
I see.
And Morissette is arguing that Daniel Webster shouldn't have been allowed to do it.
That one deflected off a few players before it went out of bounds, and they're going to say the last touch was by the Raiders. That's questionable, but it does belong to the Eagles, and you see Donnie Powell inbounding it to Ryan Gauthier, the Nashua, New Hampshire senior, walking it up the court, content to take more time off the clock. 5.5 minutes to go, and an 8-point lead for Daniel Webster. Still an 8-point lead. Soucy backpedaling too much with the rebound, but he doesn't get called for the travel because he got fouled, according to Sean Robert, the official there. A big man who used to play at Merrimack High School.
Yes, he did.
Tom pointed out in the first half.
A team with Matt Rapaldi and a player by the name of Matt Godbout.
Godbout. Sounds familiar.
Well, I'll tell you what's interesting. There's a layup and the bucket wanting a foul,
he
too.
wanted a foul.
Yep.
Simmons got fouled trying to fast break with it.
I'll tell you what's interesting about
Sean Fenton that got that basket for it.
Sean Roberts' former teammate, Matt Godhart. He is one of the, I think, the vice president of corporate sales with none other than the Indianapolis Colts.
Wow, you wrote about him before, right?
A lot of times. Yes.
Yeah.
Always call.
Great job. Yeah.
Always call to get the pulse of what's going on.
Oh, especially in playoff time.
Yes,
he did
exactly,
a couple of stories. Yeah. Super Bowl.
Yep.
I know they knocked off.
Good job by the Raider fans. They're trying to chant their team on. The old "I believe that we will win" chant.
No classes on Saturday at Riv? I don't think there is,
I
right?
don't think there are. I'm not sure. But
not sure either.
So. I
So
know
they
there's no
can
classes.
sleep tomorrow. You
there's
can't
no
probably,
classes.
but
Oh, I can sleep tomorrow.
yeah.
I gotta go home. I gotta write.
Okay.
Then I'll go to sleep.
Actually, I should say you can't sleep. You can sleep today. Once you get
That's
done
right. I can sleep
with the
today.
Midnight Madness right
Later today, after I post it on our website, and then
So we see some technical fouls being shot right here.
I believe so.
Sinking them both was Victor Davila. And those are big free throws.
I think they're
6-point game.
Yep.
So
I'm wondering if the technical was on the call when they took the timeout.
yeah, something was involved with that.
Yeah, I don't think there was anybody on the court doing anything wrong.
Inbounding it will be David Susi. Edward Susi, I'm sorry. And
I'm telling you, John.
after the free throws,
I'm
they
telling
keep
you.
it.
ETV. Right across our chest.
ETV,
There we go. That's what we got to do.
All right. Ed Susi and Anthony Simmons in your picture right here. Simmons walks it across half court at the Muldoon Gym here at Midnight Madness, second half. We're trailing by 6. 5 minutes left in the game. Backing it out, Andre Ruff trying to find a seam in the defense. Went between the legs or behind the back or both.
Oh, blocked. That's a big
Black
block.
shot. Francis, an off-balance shot from the corner, doesn't go, and all by himself for
Bang.
the emphatic jam, Rondell Best. Back up by 8 are the Eagles.
Great pass by Gothard to see him.
Yeah, that made it an easy 2.
Sure did.
Ruff with the back away jumper,
That's
and
it.
the fall away is good.
Not over yet.
Back come the Eagles up the court. Cross court from Fenton. Gauthier flings it back over to Powell. Donnie Powell. Killing clock now. 67-59. There's a 30-second shot clock. They do have to be concerned with 4 seconds left on the shot. Gauthier launched it. He thought he got fouled, and now there is a foul as Dane Webster came up with the all-important long rebound. They had another 30 seconds that they could use to kill, and the foul committed by Rivier. I don't believe Rivier's in the penalty yet. So it doesn't force free throws. It just puts a Dane Webster player out of bounds.
They only have 5 fouls right now.
6'6" Jeremy Smith will do the inbounding for Dana Webster. He's easily able to throw it over Davila at 5'8". And walking around with house money right now is Jared Harrington, up by 8, 67-59 with 3:40 to go in the contest. Ray Farmer slings it across. Shot clock has 9 seconds remaining. Launch, no good. Rebound, all important. Davila gets to it, and all kinds of contact, saves it, finds Ruff miraculously in the middle.
I'll tell you, Daniel Webster just cannot put this team away yet.
No. I wonder if that'll come
Nice
back to
move by
haunt them.
Ruff. He got by 2
Off the glass and
He
in.
got by 2 defenders. Made his way through.
Beautiful move, Andre Ruff.
Timeout, Eagles.
Is it possible that this Rivier Raider crowd Some of them bare-chested and wearing the war paint will have a chance to whoop it up before this thing is over. Their team has not led yet in this game. They've tied it up, but they have not taken a lead tonight. But they're still hanging around, as Tom said, and anything can happen in college basketball, especially with that shot clock. You can't just hang on to the ball for a full minute.
No, but Daniel Webster's got to do a better job of milking the clock a little bit.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're trying to get into a hustle game, and that has thrown them off a little.
Right, Muldoon Gymnasium at Rivier. The rivalry alternates the Midnight Madness between the Eagles Nest and
Next
here.
year will be at the Vaggie.
Yeah, and there you see the flight director.
Joanne Merrill just walked by on the bottom of your screen.
She hasn't sat down very much. She's been on the move a lot today.
Yeah, you can't really sit down if you're running this game. You know, that's a tough job to do.
Figure that.
Yeah, I remember Anthony Perry.
Oh yeah.
Did it 2 years ago. 2 years ago because Joanne Merrill was with the volleyball team in the NCAA tournament out in Buffalo.
Remember, was it 2 or 3 years ago, Anthony Perry was like on the cusp of fatherhood or something, doing the game? No, it wasn't him. It was somebody else. I'm mixing my athletic directors up.
No, Ken Belbin. Who's sitting over on the scorer's table.
Does he have like a 2-year-old?
He's at the end, the end of the scorer's table, right to the left.
There's Ken. Yeah, Ken had the.
Yes. Yeah, he missed the first one. Anthony Perry was the SID for the first game and the AD for the second game.
Okay.
Unbelievable. The guy has done everything. He coaches baseball at Riv. And he's also the sports information director for Riv.
Great steal by Riv, and they're able to call timeout rather than have a jump ball.
Yep. 2:45 to play. It's still anybody's game.
Wow. So trying to cut it down to a one-possession game here are the Raiders, as that was a little bit lackadaisical on the part of Daniel Webster, not securing the ball and not taking enough time off the clock in that possession. So they didn't even get a shot away, and Rivier steals back possession.
With 2:45 to play.
So often you see NBA games come down to the last minute, and you wonder if there's some kind of psychology at work in basketball. As you look at the 6-point game,
it's the sense of urgency.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
With so many games coming down the last minute?
It's the sense of urgency. I think basketball is such an individualized sport sometimes with points and everything else.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden you realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm here for the team. We need to win this game. And you focus more on that in the last six minutes of a basketball game. I'm a sports psychologist, too.
Yeah, you know, it's like almost the team that's down by 6, they have a heightened sense of urgency because they're looking at the clock and looking at the score and like, I have to play with such intensity because we're way behind.
The earlier time, they're trying to conserve energy and everything else. And
the other team's like, oh, I can take my time and this and that. And they drop their guard.
Sense of urgency.
That's a great point. I think you're onto something.
Oh, yeah, no, it's I told you, I'm a sports psychologist.
You did, yeah. No joke.
I have office hours tomorrow. Stop by.
Okay. Yeah. Anthony Simmons has it, and he looks right, goes left. Susi says, come this way. Simmons takes it, trying to find a seam, dribbles it. Susi saves it. Stop, a pop, and long on the shot. That would have been huge for Isaiah Ruffin. Instead, it's Daniel Webster's ball and a chance to take another 30 seconds off the clock with 2:18 to go. Up by 6. Near side, they're going to shoot it.
Bang!
With 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Off a knee, and Farmer gets it. Farmer's going to drive, throw it up and in, and he got fouled.
Farmer with a big 3-point play possible. That is a huge hoop.
That was decision time for Ray Farmer. He could have taken it out, taken time off the clock, but his basketball instincts took over.
I think they needed to get those points, John. 67, 61, it's a 6-point game. You need the point. You need to take a little bit of aggression there.
That's only a 2-score game. Now it's a 3-score game. And a chance for a 3-point play at the line is Ray Farmer.
Big bucket by Farmer. Yeah. He hit the bucket to put them ahead for good at that point because they haven't lost the lead yet. I don't know, with 2:03 to go, maybe they will or they won't, but he put them ahead, 44-42, and now he It was scoreless all the way up until that point, and knocks it in.
Now we'll be looking for some Farmers Insurance, Tom, at the line. With 2 minutes and change remaining, it's an 8-point lead for the Eagles of Daniel Webster, who have led from start to near finish here.
What an Oscar, imagine. Did a Farmers Insurance commercial.
That guy.
He won an Oscar.
Whose name I'm not going to be able to recall on the spot here. But you know what actor we're talking about. Yeah, he played, a drum instructor in that movie? That is amazing. What a career.
Isn't that amazing? What a great career.
Long shot. Davila took a karate chop there at the end. Nobody saw it except us.
Except us and the 50 Rib fans that were standing right there who didn't yell and scream about it.
Yeah, they're all looking at the ball in the basket, I guess.
Right.
We could see both through Tim O'Neill's lens.
Donald Morris Jr. trying to tell his team, take the motion. There goes Farmer with another shot.
That seals it. Oh, blocking foul, yes.
Blocking foul in a basket.
Ray Farmer with a pair of three-point plays the old-fashioned way has sealed the deal, it appears, for Daniel Webster here.
Sure
just under a minute and a half left, or exactly a minute and a half left. Chance to put his team up by 11.
He has taken this game over.
Ray Farmer of Nashua, New Hampshire here, starring on Nashua ETV, sinks it.
3-point play.
72-61. The Eagles of Daniel Webster leading the Midnight Madness rivalry game. Long shot. The rough doesn't go. Farmer doing it all with the rebound and gets fouled in the backcourt. And now it may be that the Raiders are in the penalty. Yes. To the line will go Farmer to shoot a 1-and-1. Game that began at the midnight hour here at Muldoon University. The outcome was very much in doubt until about a minute ago when Ray Farmer took the game over. He's back at the free throw line now for the third time in about 30 seconds. It's in and out. Didn't hit the first half of the 1-and-1, and the Raiders have possession down 11. Skidding on the floor to a stop there was Ruff. Stops and he goes and he gets it blocked legitimately by Jeremy Smith. Farmer gets the rebound again and gets fouled again in the backcourt. And to the line he goes.
All right, Ray Farmer right in the middle of things. It just seemed to get to a point where I think Ray Farmer said, I am taking over this game.
Under a minute to go, as you see, 58 seconds left in this one. Hopefully we'll get to do more Rivier University and Daniel Webster College basketball, men's and women's, in 2015 and 16 here on Nashua ETV, as well as the high school basketball season about to get underway. Off the glass and in. Nice shot there by Anthony Simmons for a three.
But this time the Eagles would just kind of mosey on up the floor if they can. Francis try to interrupt that a little bit.
Yeah. Antoine Boyd will inbound it.
Antoine Boyd's got 26 points in this game.
Getting slumped it up close and personal by the Rivier fans. And
all right, there's not much room.
We have to step in and say, hey, come on.
There's not much room here.
Up ahead of the field and the lay-in by Jared Harrington.
40 seconds to play.
Now it's just throw it up time. Kevin Francis missed as he
the drama up foul. The drama is missing from this one. The last time they played at the Muldoon, they went into overtime. Not tonight. A lot of chest pounding and a lot of getting the crowd riled up for the Eagles.
33 seconds to go.
You know, it's great though because these guys are opening it instead of opening it up somewhere in East Oshkosh.
Yeah,
they're in Nashua opening it up, and their fans can come and watch and play. You know,
it's a good thing.
You know, they get some support. There's Farmer. Farmer's the leader of this team. I really think so. He's only a junior.
Oh yeah. Harrington hits his free throws. Puts his team back up by 11. Simmons misses. Good putback by Kevin Francis. And a timeout by the Raiders. They have not given up yet. Down 9.
Well, you figure you just take some threes, but
yeah,
not that time.
Of course, hockey season's just around the corner too. Tom, you start to look at who might be the favorite in the high school sporting winter sports
yet. I haven't
yet.
really looked yet, John.
Yeah,
I haven't started tryouts
lots
just
to
yet.
keep track of. Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you, if you want to talk about hockey, talk about the Daniel Webster men's hockey team beating Franklin Pierce and Southern New Hampshire.
What's going on there?
What's going on there is they got a good team.
They got some talent.
This is their second year as a varsity, their first full year as a complete schedule NCAA member, and they're beating some good teams. You know,
we'll have to check them out.
Yes, they play their home games at Conway Arena. Their coach is here tonight, Eric McCambly. He's a Bishop Curtin. Speaking of hockey, he's a Bishop at BG. He's a Bishop Curtin graduate. What a year last year for BG hockey! Wasn't that unbelievable?
Yeah. They took us all the way.
Yeah, all the way.
All the way to the Verizon and sealed the deal up there.
I never would have thought we would have had a team in the Verizon last year. It just didn't seem like that talented a year. They just willed their way.
World beaters at the end.
They willed their way. I was at that game where they
was the star of that game? You remember it all?
Yeah.
Was it a hat trick in the senior year? Going out in style?
Well, no, he's got one more. I don't know if he's back for his senior year at school, but whether he's going to play hockey there or not, or whether he's playing prep or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was the question.
Juniors, I'm not sure. That's the question.
Ryan Gauthier at the line. 76-66. 10-point lead for the Eagles. It's not a total runaway. That's why you saw Raiders call timeout there. Gauthier missed his free throws. It's 24 seconds and 10 points. Rivier stayed in this game from start to finish, just could never lead it. Got up in front. Simmons takes it across midcourt. Simmons goes right, stops, throws it outside.
You got Farmer right in front of him there. There's nowhere for Simmons to go. Nice spin move.
Following his missed shot was Mike Colby.
That'll do it. They're going to dribble it up and throw it up in the air and celebrate a Daniel Webster opening win on Rivier's home floor. The final score, the Eagles from Daniel Webster College, 76. The Raiders from Rivier University, 66.
A 10-point win. That's Tom King. I'm John Collins. Thanking our camera crew, Tim O'Neill and Scott Silva, and our executive producer. Midnight Madness 2015 is in the books. Thank you for watching, and good night from the Muldoon Gymnasium, everybody.